Hey, I've arrived early, folks. Hello, viewer. It is Saturday, November the 18th, 2023. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well. Today, on this evening's live stream, we are discussing the goings on this week in the entertainment and the social media. Well, we're not, we're talking Doctor Who. It was a week where some things happened in Hollywood and even more bad stuff happened in real life. Oh dear. So, if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, there is lots to get through. Shall we get the guest out? You know it. Let's do it. Okay. First up, all the way from the land of Texas Shire, she's the queen of this channel. It's Reni Who. Saw what you did there.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well on this Saturday. It's really nice to be back in standard time where it's getting dark on time, and it's also getting cooler in Texas, so that's really nice. So I'm happy.
That's all that matters, folks. We'll end it there. Reni is happy, folks. Let's end it there, folks.
Oh, Lord.
Lord. Great to have you on, Reni. Should we get the
Yeah,
next
great
bod
to be here.
out?
Yeah, might as
Yes.
well.
Okay. Next. He was away for a long time. Now we can't get rid of him. Set your Jedi power phasers to stunning and brave. It is. Well, it says it. It's my number one fan. It's because the script's from Ruin, you see. It's my number one fan, not Brian Young.
Evening, Brun. Evening, chat. Evening, Reni. How are we?
Right.
Number one fan. That'll be right.
Yes.
That'll be right, Brown. That'll be right. Sure,
Yeah, I'm
you'll
not
like
bad for a Sassenach, am I?
I wouldn't get that far. You're reasonable for a Sassenach.
Okay.
Can you
I
say,
was-
I'm your number one fan? I'm your number one fan.
I'm your number one fan.
I'm your number one fan, Brian.
Moving on.
So you're well, Brian, yes?
Not too bad. You know, it was bad enough when
See-
you and
There you
Vex were
go.
trying to pump each other. I don't know how the chat would like you and I to be trying to pump each
There you
other.
go.
Just first thing. I can't believe it's not Brian says black lives are black blunts in the chat.
Why was I? We've got a merch opportunity for you. You know, I cannot believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
Do a T-shirt in the style of I cannot believe it's not Brian. That would be a winner. That would.
Yeah.
Get on it, Brown. Pay
okay.
off your bank loan.
It's a big one, folks. So you well, Brian. Should we get the next?
I'm not bad, thank you.
Yeah, great to have you on, mate.
Yay.
Next person, I think so. Next, I had to explain this introduction to him, but he gets it now. He is the governor of Twitter, taking time off from the, I will say, Twitter landings. It is sporting a very tidy pink outfit.
It's
Hello, Prob-
springtime for Davros and Doctor Who. Hello.
The Davros Being. Hello, Davros Being.
Well, hello.
How you doing,
Is
mate?
Davros able-bodied now?
Oh,
Spoilers!
Jesus Christ.
Where?
I got one. Hey. Anytime.
So they're coming in
All
hot.
the time
but-
I got the money.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do it myself.
What are you doing? What's he doing? Brown?
You what,
Brown?
mate?
What you doing?
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm pressing Windows and I'm getting a delay. Bear with me, folks. I'm boomering. Speak much yourselves.
Again.
Just can't get hosts these days. I
There we
come
go.
on and it all goes to hell. Thanks.
Okay. Great to have you on, Lee.
Thanks for having me.
Shall we get the next person?
Absolutely.
Okay, and last but by no means least, he is the wise elder of this channel. You know the rest. He is the great Mega Geek himself. Probably eating Ian David Diaz.
I'm drinking today.
Oh,
I'm
what are you
eating,
having?
A liquid
I'm
one.
just having a cocktail of some sort.
Barbiturates.
Yeah.
Snorting Sambuca.
Yes.
Purple drink.
Yep. All
Off the
of
horse
the
tits.
above. Yeah.
How are you, Ian?
Sorry.
It's shit. God's sake.
That's ice in my drink, by the way. I'm doing fine. I'm doing all right. Again, me and Davros Being are pissed off about Davros, but we shall
Yeah.
talk
Somebody's
about
gotta
that
be.
later. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's got to be.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, never mind. Okay, we are expecting Price of Reason very, very soon. I will put some graphics up. Hopefully. Is he doing it?
TBA
There we go.
13, number 13. Unlucky for some.
To
Here
brown
we go,
again.
folks. Enjoy the updated graphics, folks.
Wow. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
I think it's possibly a little bit too big. I may
Oh.
need to.
No,
knock
it
it down.
works.
No, these are actually readable. That's good.
Enjoy, folks, being able to
It's
read.
red. It says sword in the
Yes.
storm. It's red.
Please like, share, subscribe. What can I say? Let's keep it simple, folks.
Sell it, bitch.
Please donate to the channel. Keeps the lights on, you know. Hopefully.
He's brown off the street corners giving hand jobs.
You don't want
for
him
cash.
to have a brown out.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, especially doing
Browns.
that.
Keeps Brown's cats fed. Just remember that, folks.
Okay. So we'll do the
Flirkins.
spaceships first. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I think I'm coming.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I think I'm coming.
I will say good
Someone just finished.
evening. Good evening, you beautiful 28 people in the chat. Good evening. Good evening.
I love this ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
Reni, do you want to go first? USS Enterprise NCC 1701 refit.
I don't think there's too much more I can say other than what I
Look at
said about
that.
the Enterprise last time, but it's still a beautiful ship, especially with the design being as old as it is. Still classic, very sleek and pretty, and functional as well. I mean, you know, when you see this ship approach, you know this is Captain Kirk and his bunch of hooligans, no, his crew. So, you know. I don't think there's too much that can be said, but I do really think this is a pretty ship.
Very pretty.
Brian?
What's the difference between this one and the last one? I can't tell the difference between these things. Did they shaved it off the edges or something?
No, the wings are different, and the front
Nacelles.
bit. Yeah, they call cells. Sorry, mate.
Nacelles.
I hate
And
to
it's
say it.
Sorry, go ahead.
This just looks exactly the same to me. Again, you're asking the wrong guy when it comes to Star Trek. I can't see it. I could identify just about every lightsaber in Star Wars, including which one is in which film and which
Oh
scene.
shit!
But
Brian's
I do
about to
not
get
have
in
a
a bin.
clue about this. So, yeah. Move along.
No,
Move
it's very similar. There's not a lot of differences. Brown, do you have like a picture of the old or the OG to kind of show the differences?
Not on me, no.
La 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 la.
It's a
Yeah.
different theme tune, this one, is that it?
It's not a whole lot of differences, Brian. So don't feel dumb for thinking that.
Yeah,
All
only
kidding
small
aside.
differences.
There you go.
Yeah.
Angry Llama, Brian on point.
No, there is the small differences.
Yeah.
That's yeah, because it's a refit, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I-
So it's not like, oh my God, it's so different, you know?
I
So-
do like Angry Llama's avatar quality.
angry llama.
Look who's here, everybody. We thought we'd get him on because he's a massive Doctor Who fan. Price of Reason.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello there.
Yep.
I love it's so laid back. It's crazy. Like, yeah, hi.
So laid back, we can't hear him. Hello.
Wait, so should I turn off my microphone?
What's up, you
Turn it on,
guys?
yes.
Turn it on. Now is it better? Too loud? Too
There
It's
you
still like a
go.
little muffled. So it sounds like you have your sound up, but it's still like you're far away in the room. Does that make sense?
Speaking
Oh,
now.
Belly
now
ache.
is it in?
No,
That's
I'm
good.
I'm going to do your settings.
Brown's
good.
gonna do you. Hang tight.
Bender says, Doctor Who fan, I'm
That
sorry
sounds
for
like
your
an
loss.
interesting development.
Thank you.
Sorry
Is
for your
it-
loss. Yeah, like seriously.
Black
But-
armbands on.
You know, in all fairness, it pretty much died when Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall, like,
Well,
you
we'll
know.
talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Also.
Right.
What? I'm just responding to the comment, bro.
Sorry.
Bruh!
Bro.
Chocolate, bruh!
Okay.
Now
Brian,
is
you
it-
finished.
Yes, move along to someone who knows what they're talking about in this.
Poor
Price of
Brian.
Reason, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Yay.
Perfect. Davros Being, thoughts?
It's a booty, isn't it? No,
It
it's
is.
this ship was actually, if you actually look at it in terms of the golden ratio, it's perfect. It actually fits within the golden ratio design, which means it's absolutely perfect.
Who's
And
eating?
that's at whatever angle you look at it at, it still fits within that golden mean ratio. So there you go. And those nacelles, they introduced those with the glowing lights, which were supposed to be on the original, but
They
I
couldn't
think
do it,
due to
could they?
costs and technology at the time, it didn't happen.
Hence the refit. There you go.
I love it.
So you like it, yes?
I love it. I love the interior as
Oh,
well.
I know.
And I'm a big fan of the first movie. Don't hate me, but
No, I like it as
that's
well.
my favorite. That's my
The-
favorite.
Flawed masterpiece. Ian, hello.
Hello. It's a beautiful ship, and yeah, it's a refit. And the reason why this one works slightly better than the other one is because of Doug Trumbull, and the special effects guys. They decided to put lights on it. Would
Yeah.
you believe? So it will light up certain bits of the saucer and the sides, so it'll make it look more functional. So when they had that flyby with Scotty and Kirk, they thought about it very carefully. So they put the lights where any kind of aircraft would have lights,
Yeah.
because they were trying to figure out how
Good,
to
yeah,
make
yeah.
how to light up the ship, how to make the ship look like it was heavy and you can see the beauty of it. And that's what they did in this version. Obviously you got a light there which the original didn't have. New wings, I don't know what we call them, wings or cells, whatever.
Nacelles.
And what's the thing in the middle there that's glowing? The round
Deflector
thing.
dish.
Is that the deflector dish? So yeah, so they took out that little circle thing and they put that instead. So
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool. I really like it. I want one. I did have one.
You
but my
had-
brother
you
sat
had
on
one.
it. My brother sat on it. Yeah, so there you go.
Price of Reason, thoughts?
I like it. First of all, anything when I see the Enterprise, even if it's a refit, I'm already happy. And you were talking about the original movie, the first one. I didn't hate it. I think that maybe Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock and the one with the whales. I think
Yeah.
Sir.
No, I know what you mean, but for me personally, I just absolutely love the ship porn. That ship porn of the original movie.
I like it. I like it. It's
Easy.
And Vija, love
and
Vija.
I like the movie too. I know that it gets a lot of hate. People would say it's boring. It's not fast
not
enough. It's not.
boring.
It just
not,
didn't feel like Star Trek to me when I
It
watched
felt
it.
more like Star Trek than any of the other films.
it-
'Cause
it-
Oh,
if you look
blow
at
it
the
out
original
your
series-
ass.
If you look at the original series, if you look at the original series,
2-star. It was 2 Star Trek for me. But
it is
Really?
very Star Trek.
I don't know. My mom, my mom used to have me watch the old reruns, and then when she was like, "Oh, you should watch the original movie," I'm like,
2001.
I don't like it.
It's one episode drawn out for far too long. I understand
But Wrath of
that.
Khan
but I
was
still like-
great.
I know. But
See, there you go. I agree
Yeah,
with this.
I still prefer the original.
Rust in
Sorry.
Peace. Star Trek, the motion
Yeah.
picture director's cut.
definitely.
It better. It's better.
Yep.
Yeah. It better.
Thanks for the
It's
heads
better.
up. I'll check it out.
Definitely.
Thing is, when I first saw it, I was in Star Wars mode, so that's why I was bored with it. And but I've come to appreciate it as I've gotten older.
Easy.
But I still think it's too slow, and I still think that it was a misfire. That you could have got a better director, could have moved a lot faster. The
Agreed.
story could have been, you know what I mean? So
I actually saw the film before I saw any of the TV show because
Oh, right.
it came on. I think it came on TV
What?
when I was a kid, and I watched that, and I was absolutely blown away by it. And then I watched the TV series when it was shown on. I think was it BBC Two or something
Do you
like
like
that.
being blown
yeah,
away?
BBC Two.
Yeah, so that's when I started watching the TV series and loving it. But I always had the movie as the first imprint.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's why you like it so much.
yeah.
Now we know.
No, you know.
The beauty shots of the Kirk seeing the Enterprise for the first time, with the orchestral music.
Scored by Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
But you know, it
love.
wasn't in the script, right? You know, it wasn't in the script. Doug Trumbull wanted to do something like 2001 to show the
So do I,
beauty
mate.
of, and he asked the producers, and the producer said, "Go ahead." So when he shot all that stuff, obviously he was just meant to do one drive-by, and that was it, and connect to the ship and go in. But when he did all that stuff and he showed them, they thought it was so good they kept it in the movie. So there you go. Rest is history.
incredible!
Damn right.
Just the music.
Who needs a coherent story when you got that ship in all the angles?
Oh, how did we feel when the Enterprise died in Star Trek 3?
Sick.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah,
Mm,
It's like losing a member of your family.
yeah.
it is. Yeah, it was.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's,
I just
honestly,
remember-
Never
No, I just-
forgive. Never
Just
forgive.
remember being in the cinema. I'm probably 15.
Mm.
I was shell shocked.
And in the hole there, you got the gardens, don't you? All the little greenery areas and things.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
the arboretum.
Arboretum.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just so good.
it's a classic.
USS Enterprise NCC 1701, a refit.
Yeah. Oof.
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 Oh,
Suits you.
Mm.
oof, suits you, sir.
Didn't we have this before?
No, I thought they had a different TIE fighter.
Oh, okay, probably.
It was like a different version or something.
yeah.
I never had this one as a kid.
I
was
did.
deprived.
I
was
did.
deprived. Oh, you
Okay,
bastards. I hate you
Darth Vader's TIE
Tater's gonna hate.
Advanced.
Yep.
Who would like? Brian, do you want to go first, mate? You're into stuff like this.
Yes, well, Darth Vader's TIE Advanced Times 1 Starfighter was a prototype of the TIE line, advanced series manufactured by Senior Fleet Systems. It was used by the Dark Lord of the Sith Vader during the reign of the Galactic Empire in many battles throughout the Galactic Civil War. The fighter was equipped with a deflector shield, a light support system,
Not
and
reading that by any
hyperdrive.
chance.
Unlike LIN TIE Fighter, I know I'm just ad-libbing the name of the TIE line. Its armament is limited to a pair of twin fixed mount laser
Brian,
cannons, and
Brian.
it was capable of firing cluster missiles.
Wow.
That was quite
Old.
good, sir.
Iconic.
Iconic.
One of my favourite. I keep saying that. See if you'd ever short of something to say. I always just say it's one of my favourites because someone will like it in the chat and they'll go along with you. Yes, I do like this one very much. I tend to forget which ship Vader is in, depending on which film he's in.
Virgin.
But it's funny how this one seems to have a bit of plot armor. That's the one upgrade that it has over the rest of them.
I want to know how he survived the ship being spun out of control in space.
It
with
just
no
flew
sound.
off into space. He just flew off into space.
Yeah.
It's got the force. It's got the
He's
force.
such. He's
Well, why
such a
didn't he
good
use
pilot.
it when it was just going out of control? He
When it
could've
was
got back in
twirling out of
and
control.
then
Because
Yeah.
the plot didn't
Yeah, I
demand
wanted
it.
that too.
That's right. The plot didn't allow it.
so nah.
I have you now.
Plus, he had to get
didn't.
clear of the Death Star, otherwise he wouldn't have been in the
Yeah.
second film, probably.
Death Star
very
go
true.
boom boom. Davros, thoughts?
It's a gorgeous ship. I love the TIE fighters anyway, but this was the one that I wanted so much as a kid, but I didn't get it. I had the regular.
Aw.
I know, I was so deprived. But I just think it's such a gorgeous. Now the only thing is like for many years I didn't know how long it is. I always thought it was kind of like
That's what
squat.
she said.
Yeah. And it's actually quite long and girthy.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Long and dirty.
Is
That's
the
lovely
folks? Is the poll still running? I think it is.
I think
Pardon?
it's done because they're saying they can't see it.
I think somebody's dancing on it.
Wait,
You need
fish-
to erect your pole again.
No, it's still going.
Oh,
Is it?
okay.
Your pole's still going.
You didn't
is
take
it?
your poll
Oh,
away.
peeps, come on, vote for Enterprise. Come on, for fuck's sake.
Enterprise. Yeah.
It's just vote for
That's
the
how
You've
you
got to
Enterprise.
vote for
vote for once
Enterprise because
it's over.
it is the definition of a perfect ship mathematically. It is.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what's going to happen? It's just going to be all Star Wars ships in the final.
Dun, dun, dun.
I see a
Well,
bias.
whose fault is that, Brown?
So
Come
you
on,
bring in all
folks,
these
Enterprise
Star
all day.
Wars
I know it's a
fans.
tough. This is a very, very tough round, but come on, Enterprise. Come on.
I
Enterprise.
voted
is winning.
Enterprise. It's an elegant yet functional ship.
Yes.
So
Lee, you'd finished, yes.
I have finished. I have come all over your face.
Oh, dear. Mega?
I like this design. It's very, as I keep saying, right? Ralph McQuarrie's stuff. He doesn't copy anyone. You know, everybody's copying him. His stuff was so original that you just couldn't ignore it. If you saw a painting like that and you hadn't created it yet, you'd want it. You'd go, well, this is so unusual. We want it. So this is, for that, I say this is one of the best spaceship designs. Everything in Star Wars actually is really good. So
Did you see there's a YouTube video of someone who made a crashed version of this out of
Yeah.
cardboard boxes?
yeah, I saw
That
that.
was
Saw that.
great, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, this is a great ship. I wish I had one when I was a kid, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
the
So I
model
get
kit,
one.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
All the
Thank you.
80s model kits have been reissued as well, the exact same kits.
Mm.
I think it's round 2 that does them. Don Ranger Power. Fun fact: John Dykstra did visual effects supervision for both Star Wars and Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
I remember
And
when I
Battlestar
was
as well.
reading the poster, because we knew who John Dykstra was and we knew who Doug Trumbull was. Me and my friends, obviously, we were an elite group that everybody took the piss out of because we were all nerds. When we saw that, we almost died when we saw those 2 names on the poster. We thought, both of them? They got both of them? That's unbelievable. We had to see the film.
Died or came.
Almost came. All of us at the same time.
hey, Brown. So this might be why Adam Gray put in the chat. If you're using Android, there's a poll bug, so he can't access it. So if there's anybody who's using an Android device, they may not be able to vote.
I will say,
So.
sorry, folks, that is beyond my control.
Just wanted to let you know. So
Price, you like this?
I'm gonna check that.
I like it. I agree with whoever just said that it's not as good as the Enterprise. I think that was Mega Geek that said it.
That was Rennie, I think.
Oh, anyhow, it's great. I've always loved Darth Vader and seeing his tie and all that. It's all great, but compared to the Enterprise, it's really like the Premier League versus the Championship.
Still losing though. Come on, vote. Come on, vote for the Enterprise, folks. Come on. Help Mr. Brown out. Come
Maybe
on.
that wasn't fair. That they can both be in the Premier League, but this one is sort of middle, you know, in the middle of the table.
Okay. You go.
Enterprise.
Always. Sorry.
Use your mind to fix it. Use the Force.
Jump out window, Brown.
What's the reason? Are you using a different mic? It sounds like you've got a tea towel over it.
What are you talking about? He sounds all right.
Is it better now?
No.
it does sound a bit muffled.
Now it sounds muffled.
No.
It sounded all right
And
before.
distorted.
Okay.
Is it the right way
I
around?
think it sounds okay to me, but it just
Just
sounds if the
muffled.
bass is up a fair bit. It's okay.
Wait, hold
No.
on. Now is it better?
Oh,
Yes.
Much
Oh.
more clear.
It's his voice.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to tell you it was turned around.
You were talking
Ah,
over his
another
back
one.
end.
Another one. Okay.
Another one that likes the back end.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I
Ready?
apologize.
Yeah.
I'm really
fine.
embarrassed.
So
Was it a snowball or something?
oh my god.
Rather-
So as much as I was a huge Star Wars fan for the longest time, I always loved Darth Vader's TIE fighter and I loved his Star Destroyer. Those are my two favorite ships in the Star Wars movies. And but the TIE fighter cannot compete
I am.
with the Enterprise because this is a single like almost like I guess hand to hand or single combat ship, right? Versus like an Enterprise which transports and delivers a whole crew of people. You know, this is just for a one-man ship. So
Surely this is just on aesthetics, isn't it?
Mhm.
yeah, well there's that too, but I still think it's beautiful. I love like TIE fighters are just awesome ships
Awesome.
and you know the thought process behind them and then the fact that they explain how like basically how they work and how they travel so quickly through space is pretty awesome, but I would still have to go with the Enterprise.
I will say, folks, this is a very, very tough round. But I will keep this round open until I get the result I want.
For fuck's sake, Brown.
Wow.
Well, we've still got two
So
shitty
we can
ships
do
to
it the
talk
easy
about.
way or the hard. In fact, it's starting to. The Enterprise is starting to warp out. Thank you, chat. I love you. Thank you. Okay.
This is vote collusion. Must be the Russians.
Kranatos, yes,
All that
I
red.
am supposed to be totally neutral, but it's the refit Enterprise. It's just, it's incredible. Yeah,
Moving on.
fair's fair in my book. You know.
Yeah,
Moving on. Okay. Shall we move on?
do it.
Plus all the final would literally be Star Wars ships.
Star
Across the
Wars.
universe.
Somebody posted this. I didn't know what this was, but I think it's
Nor
some
do
kind
I.
of Japanese robot type.
I was gonna say, is this like a
Gundam
transformer?
Yeah,
Looks
I think
like
so.
it. Yeah.
SDF. Okay, 1 Macross / Robotech.
What is it from, though? What show is it from?
Cross
Oh, Macross. Never heard of
slash
it.
Robotech. It says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says there. I never known of this
Yeah,
existence.
it's a show. It's an anime show. Never heard of it.
I mean, in is it Japan? They always have ships like that transforms into walking things and stuff like that. Even the Japanese Spider-Man had a machine that did that as well in the show. So it's nothing new for them. It's something new for us, I guess. I don't know.
I do like the kind of transformable robot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing
Here
is
you
with these types
Trevor
of
lol,
ships,
lol, lol, lol.
the thing is with these types of ships is they haven't changed their design since like the 80s. They always look like the same things from the 80s, which I don't complain about because I love them. I think they're amazing. They're very, very intricately designed. And they're sort of tanks in space, really, aren't they? But they haven't really changed their design language in decades.
Mm.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, still very stylized.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the Skyfire / Jetfire was another Macross / Robotech. The Valkyrie said it was far better designed than this one. It really looked like a robot and it really looked like an aircraft. But this is a bit, I don't really like the design of this one.
It's kind of like an aircraft carrier.
Very similar to
in
the spaceship Yamato.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really much of a robot. It's not really much of a ship either, but that's probably sacrilege if you like Macross, I suppose.
Yeah,
It looks
obviously.
like a discount Starscream.
Oh, that's a good
Same colour
analogy.
scheme.
I was thinking more Ultra Magnus with the colour scheme.
There you go, Angry Llama. Well, this was from the 80s.
Oh, well, there you are then.
I like Rest
I
in
don't know
Pieces
it, but-
Comet. Looks like a space boat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and the fact I couldn't tell that was because I said it looks like something from the 80s, and I've been told it is. But I mean, if you see a lot of these kind of Japanese anime ships, they still have that kind of same design language. That's what I mean, really. It spans over decades.
Some people we don't know anything about this, but the chat do. Jetfire was a Macross Valkyrie.
Yes. Yep.
Iceman's pissed off. Zero warning again.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
In the bin, in the bin,
At
Brown.
least you
In
caught
the bin.
us.
Sorry, mate.
Catch up
You
on
got
the rewatch.
R2. Sorry, R2. 6 people. Sorry, mate. The front bits that swing over the shoulders when transforming are massive plasma cannons. There you go.
That's known as kibble in the Transformers world, if you ask me. Unnecessary bits.
I thought he was facing the wrong way. And now I see it. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's ass backwards.
Yeah, I really did. I'm sorry.
Okay. Apologies. We don't know anything about it, but I quite like the look of
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, I love it when the robot thing. Brilliant.
I used to love it as a kid. You know, I used to have like Japanese Transformer like toys.
I had the Transformers. Was it Starscream jet plane?
I had
think it
so
was.
many Transformers.
Oh my
So
gosh,
many.
yeah.
I had Soundwave. I
I
had
still got my
Megatron.
Soundwave. Yeah.
I had Megatron, which was
I
awesome.
didn't have Megatron.
I feel like I had all the bad guys for some reason.
The
Yeah.
Decepticons.
The Decepticons, yeah. I had Megatron. I had Soundwave.
I had
Oh, they were
Optimus
the best.
Prime and Megatron and Soundwave and
had Rodimus Prime.
Starscream.
I had Rodimus Prime. I had loads and loads. I had so many.
I even had the cassettes that you put, like
Yes.
the ones that it
Oh,
turns into a
nice.
jaguar kind of creature.
Still got that one.
Yeah.
There
That
you
was
go,
cool.
Kratos at Mr. Brown Lies as me. When are we getting the SpaceX starship that blew up into the pole?
What?
Never.
SpaceX ship.
Oh, the
Very
one that
topical.
blew up yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, another SpaceX ship blew up. So
Well, I'm sure Elon Musk can blame the Jews for that as well.
What
didn't
country was that
advise on
then? Which one blew up? What country?
no, he always launches from Texas, so it's
Ah,
actually
okay.
in the U.S. I don't think it was the actual rocket itself. It was like the booster portion, but it still exploded. I'm like, can we ever have a launch without something exploding? Because if we actually put people in these ships, that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Shrimp killer.
Anyways,
It wasn't an
never
explosion.
Yeah.
It wasn't an explosion. It was an unscheduled, rapid disassembly.
that's what they called it after it happened. But the way they
Fucking-
reacted during it, you could tell it was not planned.
Well, do you know that's what they call in America? That in the military they don't call bombs bombs. They call them aerially delivered area denial systems.
Peacekeepers.
Okay.
Not even
On
joking.
that, what was it? I can't call it a bombshell anymore, can I? What was it?
It's an aerially delivered area denial
Shell.
shell.
Let's move on. Okay. Oh, look at that.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Silent Raider.
This
Proper one.
is
Oh, look at
fantastic.
that.
I mean,
Look at
the
that, folks.
design.
Just look at that.
Obviously, it tried to rival the X-wing,
Oh,
but it's so well designed, and it's I always wanted this as a toy, but I never got it as a
no.
toy.
Me neither.
do you know, I'm seriously tempted to buy a model kit of this. I just think it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's so cool. Proper Cylon ship. Proper.
Yeah.
Cylon.
Who would like to go first? Price, do you go first?
Cylons.
I'm this is like a Battlestar Galactica thing, and I'm not actually an expert in it, so I don't feel like I'm the best to weigh in. As far as the way it looks all right. I feel like I like the other stuff we've seen better than this, but it's not terrible.
Right, you're
Okay.
cancelled.
Ian?
Yeah. I know what he means, though. I mean, he can't really be emotionally attached to it if he hasn't
Yeah.
seen the show.
Yeah.
And part of us liking each ship is that we were emotionally attached to whatever it was presented in.
Yeah.
So with this, for me, I think it's a really great design. I didn't
is.
like Battlestar Galactica, but I did watch. I did watch some episodes, and I did watch. In those days, you just watched the special effects or the shoot ups and stuff. So I did enjoy the shoot ups that they had in it, and I still think this design is fantastic. I think it's a
It's
great
a-
design. The way
it's a
it flies and
classic,
everything,
it's a
it's really
classic.
good. I really like it.
You mean you didn't
Yeah.
like the kid and what was it, Mopsy or whatever the?
Oh, that stupid dog thing, whatever it was.
Yeah. God, that was.
But you know what? As I said before, Battlestar
Is it
Galactica had
Muffet?
the best
something like that.
looking babes on TV. They were really,
Who
really
did?
cool. Battlestar Galactica had the best looking babes
Yeah,
on TV, mate.
Sheba. Oh, fucking hell, Sheba. Oh,
Really, really beautiful women they used to have on there on that show.
on that, Rennie fucked off.
She'll be back.
Do you know 9 out of 10 men prefer
Sheba, yeah.
Which one's Sheba?
Anne Lockhart. I had a massive
Oh,
crush on
gosh.
her when I was
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, hello.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Davros.
Yeah, I can still hear the sound they make as they fly by. I can't do it. Obviously, I'm not a synthesizer, but hey, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful ship. Quite simple, really. I mean, shape-wise, it's not that much to look at, but it was just so menacing every time they turned up, and you saw inside the ship, and you had the 3 Cylons in there with the red lights going across their eyes, and you just know shit was going to go down.
Oh yes,
they were great. They were a great foil for the Vipers, and they were very agile ships, and they were great. I loved them.
Here you go, the great Andy Masterson. I dug Maren Jensen. Yeah, so did I. Melvin Deeply, Sir Melvin of Deeply. Maren Jensen was 100 times better looking than Sheba.
The girls of Battlestar Galactica.
Perhaps.
Babe Wars.
Yeah, man, they were gorgeous.
There was just a vulnerability to Sheba, which I loved.
Which you wanted to exploit.
God.
Oh, God. Sheba. Brian?
Clear throat, why don't you?
Clear his throat.
The Cyclone Radar is a large flying wing fighter that remains a powerful, nimble, and sophisticated combat platform, utilized exclusively by the Cylons, an oval shaped starfighter with the 2 powerful engines. The radar is designed to perform multiple roles, but is typically employed as a strike fighter.
Good stuff.
It looks a bit like Norman Osborn's glider. It's a nice design. It looks to be something of a kit bash, very maneuverable, very functional. And well, I'm not a massive Battlestar Galactica fan. These are very iconic in their own right.
Yeah. Right. Everybody seems to forget that I can't remember the name of the actress. She was in she was in Live and Let Die. The
Jane
main
Seymour
girl.
was in
She was
the,
in Battlestar Galactica as well, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Everybody
in the
seems to
movie,
forget
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, she was gorgeous there as well. Freaking hell, they're all gorgeous, all of them.
Patrick McNee was in it as well, by your command.
Yeah, he did the voiceover in the beginning, didn't he, of each episode?
And he was in a couple of episodes.
Yes, he was.
A few episodes, yeah, as Count Ibley.
Yep.
Oh, amazing, folks. Cylon Radar. BSG 78. Okay, so you've got... I'm going to read a couple of super chats out, and then I'm going to close the poll. So, super chat time. Here you go, folks. Romeo Tango November Zulu for 10 New Zealand dollars. Hail, folks. I'm shocked that Davros, formerly a POC, green is a colour too. Formerly
grey, really. Beigey grey.
Okay. Has been whitewashed. RRTD and BBC saying that only white, able-bodied folk can be genius scientists. Do it better, RTD and BBC.
Well, actually, there was another mistake that he did, because he had Davros not only as a upright, walking, able-bodied man, but he was dressed in a black uniform. If he's a scientist, he should have been wearing a white uniform, as seen in Genesis of the Daleks. So
there you go, folks.
That was wrong.
Here you go. Whalen Persephus, $2. Sounds like a cheap corn film around here. Yes.
Porn.
Sorry about that, you guys. I got kicked off my Wi-Fi. So
Happens
sorry.
regularly.
But can I
Okay.
give my 2 cents?
Yes.
2 cents.
Not into Battlestar Galactica, and that ship does look like
Oh,
an
okay.
oval.
An
I just
oval?
wanted to say it. 'cause
This is the same
It looks like an oval.
woman who did not like the things that I liked, even though She should
Oh,
have
this
done.
is the dude that recommended Barry. I'm sorry.
Barry was great.
It was shit.
moving, yeah, it fizzled out. Let's
It
move on. Then.
kind of fizzled out. But it's
Yeah.
still-
Okay,
Still
so
love you.
Love you too.
shall I? I'm going to close the poll. I'm going to close the poll, folks. I'm going to end it.
Lob that pole off.
Okay, bear with me.
Love it.
Here we go. So, in 60 votes. Wow. Okay, so in reverse order, bringing up the rear, SDF1 Macross Robotech 1%. This was a tough round, folks. Cylon Raider BSG 78, 13%, 1-3. Darth Vader TIE Advanced, 38%. And the winner, I'm happy, USS Enterprise NCC 1701, a refit,
Fix.
46%. See, common sense.
Fix.
Demand a
won today.
recount.
Demand a recount.
Yes.
It was stolen by the
No,
government.
I think that's fair because, like, even though the TIE Fighter is a great design, I still think the Enterprise is a better ship overall, and it's still sleek and pretty. It's more elegant, whereas the TIE Fighter is just like, oh damn, that's
It's
a badass ship. You know what I mean?
Mathematically elegant. Let's
Yeah.
get that clear. It is within the golden ratio. And by the pure mathematics, if you turn it at
Is-
any angle, it's still perfect.
Is that anything like golden showers?
Yes,
No.
it's exactly the same thing.
You would know, Brown.
I used to work with a man who was into golden showers.
No.
How
Oh.
did you know that? How did you find that out?
Because he
Yeah,
took
what's wrong
great
with
pride
people?
in telling us.
Like
Where the
receiving
hell
them
are
or
we
giving
working?
them or
Um,
both?
What? Here you go.
Receiving?
No, he just
Giving.
giving, and he just loved it.
How did this come up in conversation?
I don't know. Look, see, here you go. This is it. See, I like
Trying to
this.
change the subject.
Atom Grey. Atom
Must've been
Grey.
brown.
Thank you.
We're
See,
literally
this is
getting bogged down.
In golden showers.
Yeah,
tie.
in the
See,
bog.
do you see what Atom Grey did there? Timing. Very, very good. Very good.
Mercilessly.
Very good.
Move along.
Here you go. I like saying this. Trevor la 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 la. Trevor la 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 la. Brown was self-employed. Yes. Trevor la
Oh
la
my
la
god,
la.
that's the perfect comment.
Well played. Sir, well played.
Yes, I'm a master at pissing into the wind, as it were. Okay, so
It's like a
Oh,
shaft
God.
of gold.
okay, so we're here to do something else, aren't we?
Are we?
Yes. Let me do some Are you ready, Lee?
Trigger.
No,
Hashtag triggered.
no C words, please.
California.
Yeah. Could.
Okay. I,
Cunnilingus.
I was gonna say that one and I didn't. So- My husband's really good at it. What can I say?
Columbus.
you know, doing that, just literally by saying that demonetizes the stream. You know that?
What, Columbus?
Really?
No, the saying about
Really? Oh,
Yes.
come on. It's country.
It does.
As in a
Yes,
place
it's
in
done
the
it before.
country.
Yeah, it's done it before.
Oh, well, you
Alright.
just tell them to naff off and get your money.
Okay,
No.
so
Not having that.
It can't be, really. They will
Good Lord.
demoralize you. Demoralize you.
I am demoralized. Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. Z posted this. The
It's very
The
xenophobe.
Doctor Who Children Need Special was cringes. Ook! I want my license fee back.
Damn right.
And there's a
I
couple.
don't believe you paid for it, did you, Lee?
No, and I'm not going to either. I can start right off. I'm not having a penny. In fact, not only because of Doctor Who and everything, but everything that they put out is shit, and their BBC News bias is fucking terrible. So they can eat my poop pants.
Eat your shorts.
Yeah.
Okay, Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Has everybody watched the 5-minute Children in Need?
I nearly forgot it was on, and my friend said, "Did you see it?" I was like, "Oh yeah." because apathy is set in at this point, and then I was kind of forced to watch it. So I watched it. And I was like, that's kind of amusing in places, but it was like, who's that? That's Davros? No. And then you got this guy here who cannot act to save his life. He's another Asian Nazi. They're very keen on having Asians portrayed
Tick
as
them
Nazis,
boxes, baby.
And then or maybe it's a Palestinian thing. I don't know. But it's really weird. And then I watched the interview afterwards. Well, I'm sure we'll come to that. And that was the thing that really got me angry.
Wasn't good, was it? Here you go. Punchable face just came in from nowhere. Look at this. The words BBC and children in need should never be used in the same sentence.
Unless you've got the word pudding in there.
Take that.
Hot take.
Okay.
Should be called Children We Need, shouldn't it? Really, face it.
Oh.
Who would like to go next? Who's Price of Reason? Have you seen?
Yes, I've seen it. I'll tell you what I think. First of all, when I saw it, it appeared in my feed this morning when I woke up, and I looked at it, and I wasn't sure if it's supposed to be a joke or what exactly it was supposed to be. Now, I guess as part of this children in need thing, if it was supposed to supposedly be a joke, here's what I was thinking. If this show was in its prime, think 10, 12, 13 years ago, whenever it was, when you have all the 50th and you have all these great doctors and everybody's happy, if you do something funny like this, maybe people will let it slide. It's for the children.
Yeah.
You're doing some kind of charity. The thing is that now when the franchise is all but dead, I think that it's not the right time to bring out these type of jokes. It doesn't help that he also added the thing with a brilliant woman that they're showing that they're doubling down on Jody with his dumb thing. The other thing is that again, they didn't take it seriously. Davros, and when you see the Daleks, you really need to take them seriously. I know that years ago they did that thing with Hugh Grant, that they did sort of a funny thing, and that was somehow okay. But making fun of the Daleks, and also I was trying to figure out, is this sort of a teaser to what we're really about to see? Are they taking this seriously? I wasn't sure how.
Well, my friend said that it was kind of like the Jewel in the Crown trailer. It's not connected, it's not canon, but it's just there as a sort of bit of fun. It is a Children in Need special, so it's just a sort of a bit of a teaser for the show, but it's not related to it. And I don't know. I mean, it's really hard because he likes to troll. Like RTD loves to troll, and he will probably just say everything he does.
No, it's not, because remember when he's been interviewed, he said this is what we're going to do going forward.
I know that
with Davros. So it is canon according to him.
He's no longer disabled, supposedly. And
no explanation. But hey.
No, well, he said the reason why that they want to go forward with this Davros is because it'll be in bad taste to have someone in a wheelchair, especially on Children We Need kind of thing. So basically, he thinks that he thinks Davros was in a wheelchair, and Davros was never in a wheelchair ever.
It's a life support machine.
Exactly. So,
yes, that's what it is. It's not a wheelchair.
He calls himself a fan, but he doesn't even know that simple.
Well, if Davros is in a wheelchair, then so are the Daleks.
Exactly.
So ban the Daleks.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's talking shit. So
didn't somebody posted on Insta about Davros on a life support machine? And what did
he said? Tough. He said
tough. Yeah,
he said tough. If you don't like it,
so don't listen to anybody other than your simps who blow smoke up your ass.
Tough.
Well, I hate to say it, right? Doctor Who's going down the shithole.
Well, I said
down the shithole.
I said that RTD has managed to erase a disabled character faster than Mengele ever would.
Well, he wouldn't erase the timeless child, whatever it's called, but he will erase a really good villain that we've all loved for so many years. So
think about the silhouette of Davros. I mean, anyone can see the silhouette of Davros and know that is Davros. Now, if you take this new Davros, who's just a guy in a suit, and show people that silhouette, no one would know who that was. That's how important the design language of Davros has been, and so effective. He's iconic for a reason. Half man, half Dalek.
Right.
No,
Well,
I first saw
Do you-
Davros when I was 4 years old in 1979.
Do you
Most of
remember
my
when-
friends have seen Davros for the first time when they
You
were a
remember
kid.
when the BBC used to have discussions between the audience and the makers?
Mhm.
They used to have them all the time. Now the BBC's scared to do that because they know they'll get trashed by the audience. If they put Russell T up there with a studio audience, they would freaking trash him. They
Yeah.
would. And that's why they will never have anything that they do now that it's gone fully
It
woke.
all has to
They'll
be
never have the
pre-approved.
audience confront them
Yeah,
ever.
it's woke.
Even
So-
though Chris Chibnall did that to J&T back in
Have-
the 86
Yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Rennie?
85.
Just out of curiosity, have they ever shown Davros's legs? Because I don't recall them
No.
ever doing so. So
No.
how do we even know that he's got legs?
He
First of all,
doesn't because he
and-
was ahead.
yeah, because it's like it's a life support machine. Because he got I forget who he got attacked by, but this saved his life. He's like half man, half Dalek, and part of the reason why the Daleks look the way they do is because of Davros. And the reason that they are who they are is because Davros shared his DNA in order to help create them. So are they disabled as well? Because they're in an entire life support system. That whole thing is a life support system that they can use as a freaking war tank. But it's
Mhm.
still a life support system. So are they going to change those as well?
According
Well,
to
then we
Russell,
can-
it's a wheelchair.
It's not a wheelchair though. That's so stupid. It's like basically a mobile,
It's
like
fucked everybody.
a mobile life support machine in space.
It would have been
Price?
better if they didn't do this at all. Even if let's say he didn't like the fact that he seems disabled or whatever, and he didn't like that RTD, then just don't do it. Don't show him.
Exactly.
Like, I think it's not like Doctor Who wasn't saying this guy is disabled. It's like after everything he'd been through, after even getting attacked, he's still a very, very powerful man. I would think that
He's
would
a
be
survivor.
empowering rather than insulting. So I
He's
don't
a survivor.
understand
He's a
that.
genius. He may
Yes.
be evil, but he was
Right.
evil before he was disabled.
That's right.
And
And,
the
his
thing is-
disability, so-called disability, made him stronger.
It
So
made
how
him
is that a
survive.
disability?
Right.
That's pissing me off. Sorry.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And what really pissed me off as well is that when RTD was in that interview and he was
That's
asked
coming
about
up in a minute.
Davros, he was like, "Well, we couldn't have a disabled man like with scarred face. I don't know why it's scarred. It's just old, but anyway, scarred
Yeah.
face on TV for children in need." So I'm like, why did you write him into the story then, you fucking idiot?
Yeah, then just leave him out and
Right. Do
leave it
something
just
else.
kind
Yeah,
of
or make a new
ambiguous.
character,
That's right. That's right.
or make
Children
him
we-
Nida. Have Nida there or someone else.
Yeah.
Have the
Maybe
tooth monster.
Somebody
like
goofy,
Jodie had.
like a funny character, so it's very clear that they're doing something comical.
Yeah.
And
For
then you had
children
it-
we
you had
need.
that-
Yeah, definitely.
You had that
Children we need.
Asian Nazi guy, and he's just standing there. So of course he's the one who comes. It's the Doctor who names it, but he's the one who gets it's a Dalek. He's the one who goes, "Yeah, exterminate." Yeah. So Davros didn't invent any of that, obviously, because someone else had to do it who wasn't a white man. And then it's just like he says a thingamajiggy or something like that. I'm like, that's just too comical. And the fact that he goes back within 5 minutes to the genesis of the Daleks in 5 minutes and does all that. If you look at the genesis of the Dalek story, all of that was going back into a timeline that was fixed in space. The Time Lords had to rearrange the laws of time in order to put the Doctor at the genesis of the Daleks to kill the Daleks off. And that was a 6-episode story, really intense and serious. And then this comes along and just undoes all of that. It's just retarded.
folks.
So offensive.
Disabled Adjacents, who starred in Only Fools and Horses. Very good.
Yes. Well,
That's
yeah.
a good joke,
Yeah.
guys. There was a comment.
And also, nobody realizes that the BBC
Yeah, here we
has
go.
a problem with people with people with color. You know, they do, right? Because every time they cast a person of color in a well-known show, they're always the baddie. Always, without a shadow of a doubt. They cast this great actor to play the master. Why couldn't he play the Doctor? Do you know what I mean? This guy is a villain right here, and he's a man of color. I can name you 10 others. So BBC has a real problem with men of color, definitely. In fact, they have a real problem with white people as well.
Well, remember when they had the guy playing Sacha Dhawan playing the Master, and he was disguised as a Nazi,
Yeah, exactly.
and he had a one of those what do you call it? That device that hides who he is.
Yeah.
And then it was unmasked by Jodie Whittaker's doctor, just so see if if they'll accept you for the way you look or whatever. It was so overtly racist, but they were so unthinking about how they did that. It was really uncomfortable.
It was. It really was.
Mhm.
I mean, everywhere.
Brian, anything to add?
Not much. I watched this about 5 minutes before come onto the stream. Quite cringeworthy. I thought it was more suited to comic relief. It was very, very meta, pretty horrible, not particularly funny. As for the disability thing, I think it was done with the best of intentions, but I don't think it was done very intelligently so. And just thinking about the interview that probably mentioned, if you're looking at Davos and you're thinking, that's a wheelchair user, quotation, there's something far, far wrong. It was almost like how a serious bigot would try to be woke. It just was.
Yeah.
It was pretty pathetic.
It is.
And
It
quite
is.
uncomfortable viewing.
Even at 4 years old, looking at Davros for the first time and instantly becoming a fan of Doctor Who in 1979, like I did, not once did I sit there looking at Davros and going, you know what? Aren't disabled people evil?
I hope they've
Not
got
once.
a ramp so we can get up those stairs. Here you go, Romeo, Tango, November.
I actually thought that it added
Zulu.
depth to his character, that he had that mobility issue.
Yeah, but he overcame it, and he was more
Right.
evil and menacing than ever.
Exactly. That's the reason. I agree with you.
Here you go, folks. Genesis of the Daleks is one of the best ever Doctor Who series. It puts the Doctor through his most difficult ethical dilemma.
Yes, if to destroy them or not.
Yeah. Do I have the right?
Okay.
May I make a request?
Going in.
Bender's asking that his comment be read.
Yeah, I was just doing that. Did I? I think I had it on screen and then I didn't.
I'll read it out just now if you.
Yeah, go on. I'm scrolling, folks. I'm scrolling. I'm not seeing.
He's boomering it. He's trying.
Bender in the chat says, this sounds just like the Snow White dwarves. They are an actual different species, not short people with a condition.
And you know what? One of my friends who has cerebral palsy, who's in a wheelchair, he has a YouTube channel called Scottish Davros.
Yeah.
Here you go, Ben.
And he is absolutely heartbroken that his favorite Doctor Who character has been changed like this. He's unbelievably upset. And he's not the only one. And it's interesting that these people who speak for disabled people don't want to listen to actual disabled people. They'll only listen to those that agree with them. But anyone who doesn't agree with them, they don't pay any attention to.
The Disney board, probably. It's been Disneyfied, hasn't it? Okay, let's move to the next slide then. There's a few slides.
Sidestepping.
We'll see how we get on with them, yes. Okay, the full episode of Doctor Who Unleashed is available on iPlayer, but we thought it was important to share the comments of Russell T Davies on accessibility and the portrayals of Davros. And then if I've got my slide.
I'm an idiot, he's saying there.
I don't know if I can read that. Can anybody read it?
He says, I'm an idiot, I'm a twat, I'm a moron. There you go.
I may need to go full screen on this.
I can read it if you want me to.
Okay.
It's strange and a bit annoying how he only has a problem with it now, has moved on, and there's a problem with the Davros of old, in that he's a wheelchair user who is evil. And I had problems with that. And a lot of us on the production team had problems with that. And Russell T Davies, you can kindly eat all the dicks. Just saying.
The dicks are coming your way, Russell.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think he
all the dicks.
I think he specifically said it's 2023 as well, and I thought.
I don't see that on
quoted
on here. So
when
I
was at Comic-Con, right? I was videoing stuff, and this girl tapped me actually on my hip, and I turned around and it was a girl in a wheelchair, and she said, "Can you help me, please?" And I said, "What do you want help with?" So she had this cardboard that went round her wheelchair, and the drawing on it was like obviously Davros's the bit that Davros is, and I helped her and put it
Brilliant.
round there and everything. Then she put the mask on of Davros because she had a black thing on, and she went, "Thank you very much," and then she wheeled away, and she was proud to be Davros.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
you know what? That's something that someone who is disabled can dress up as and feel better about
Not
themselves.
anymore.
It's an iconic character. It's the way, even though Darth Vader is considered evil, but everybody likes Darth Vader.
And
I
he's
think-
disabled.
Right. Also,
Yeah.
and I think that yeah, exactly. I mean, we can't go back now and change all these icons. These are characters that people genuinely like.
Well, they
Because
can.
he's seriously disabled. He had all 4 of his limbs like chopped, right?
Right.
So
Ah.
he's
Either.
got like limb extensions because he's
They're
technically
taking away
disabled.
everything that we like. I just heard from Vex that she watched Pilgrim, Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah,
cartoon,
yeah. That's for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I
and
saw
they
her
kill him off in the
First
first
episode, yeah.
episode, and
Oh.
Flowers takes over.
Utter shite. Here you go, Romeo. Have I read this? I can't remember. Romeo, Tango, November Zulu for $5 New Zealand dollars. The only upside of this crap is it made me go back and rewatch a bunch of Tom Baker series. There's no comparison. Even the crap Baker series were great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd watch 1,000 Colin Baker episodes and watch a single one of these.
Colin
not you.
Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Colin-
Colin
Yeah.
Baker. What did I say?
6th Doctor Colin Baker.
Colin-
What did I say?
You
Colin
said
Baker.
Colin Baker. Did you
yeah,
mean
I'd
Tom?
rather. No, I said I'd
Okay.
rather. I could watch 1,000 Colin Baker
Bakers,
episodes
alright.
over.
Oh,
RTV.
okay.
Because he
he's
wasn't a
saying
very
that
popular doctor.
he's saying that
Right.
Colin Baker is starting to look pretty darn good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
what
what
we're
I
seeing.
think
is what I'm saying.
he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
could
he
watch
wasn't
Trial
very
of the
well
Time
liked.
Lord 1,000 times over than watch anything from. I'm not watching it. I'm just not. I'm out.
What's
The
interesting?
man doesn't want us there. He's
What
made
is-
it
No.
absolutely clear.
What is interesting that I hate to say this, these kind of people, right? They're the ones that are aggressive,
Yeah.
more so than us. We have
They
every
are,
right
yes.
to be
Don't
angry.
watch it. Don't watch it then. Incel, don't watch it. Oh, you're just whining. You just don't like change.
No, but hold on. These people, right? We are angry. We have every right to be angry at them destroying our stuff, right? But they are the ones that are lashing out physically and verbally. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't understand where this world is going with
I
this
tweeted-
illogical
Shit of it.
stuff.
I tweeted something in response to somebody today where I said that I think that RTD was always like this. It's just
Yep.
back in the day, they sort of put maybe a little bit of a leash on him, so he had to
Yes.
still create some
Agreed.
good things. And now they just told him, do whatever you've always wanted to do.
And he's like, thank goodness.
He's like,
He's got no
"Thank you,
one to hold
finally."
him back. He's got no one
See?
to hold him to account.
Right.
He's just his ego is so unrestrained. Like even his worst compulsions were reined in by Julie Gardner and all the others who reined him in. We know that. We know that from all the accounts. But now he's got his mitts on Doctor Who. He's got his own. Well, he's part of the Bad Wolf thing. He's got total control. The BBC are out the picture. They're just licensed it out to his company. He's got a part ownership in it now. I think his claws are well and truly into it, and it's interesting that I think he hasn't really been the same since his partner died. I don't want to say that in a derogatory way. I mean that's an observation. And the fact that when he came back from America, this was when he started introducing all the sort of woke talking points. Like even in the interview, he talked about seeing things through a 2023 lens. That language, the postmodernist language.
Yeah,
that he-
bollocks, in other words.
Yeah, basically. And
Well,
unrestrained, and he's subsumed. He's drunk the Kool-Aid. He's subsumed into the cult now, 110%.
I've always been of the thought process like what Price of Reason just said. I think Davies has always been like this. He just wasn't able to show his ass until recently. So now that the leash is off, he's just doing whatever the hell he wants. Zero fucks and just
Don't wanna
like
see his
Let's
all
not
right.
forget he's
Don't wanna see his
mentioned
arms.
Marvel Universe quite a few times of late.
Well, probably because he enjoys what they've done with it. He's like, oh, thank goodness,
Ah.
someone who
And they're
sees it
in
my
bed
way.
with Disney. They're in bed with
Disney
Disney now.
folks.
With
Yeah.
Disney, along with the Unleashed RTD, it's not a good combination.
Do you know what
No.
pisses me off,
No.
right? Is that all this time I've been right about this, right? Ever since Disney teamed up with Doctor Who, whatever, and ever
Yeah.
since he came back, I was saying it's going to
Well-
go down this road. The people that disagreed with me don't have the guts to actually turn around and say to me, you know what, you were right. That's
You know
another
what,
thing
Ian?
that pisses me off.
When I heard he was coming back, what did I say to you guys?
I
I
know, I
don't trust him.
agreed, yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
Totally
and
agree
you
with
were right there with me on that too. So we both said it.
I
and
said
now
I
he's
was
proven us right.
I said I was willing to give it a chance, but I had my suspicions, but I actually didn't think it would be this bad. This already feels like something bad is happening.
No, I knew it, especially like once I started seeing the cast members. And I think I've told you guys this. I really did not like the Doctor Who and like the 10th Doctor and Rose storyline. I thought it was extremely inappropriate. And I mean, she's 18, he's 900. That was disgusting. But it's extremely inappropriate. It made me very uncomfortable. And I'm like, what kind of agenda does this man have? But it was always sitting at the back of my head. And now we know he's just a little bit of a sickie.
In
So
a way, this
Little bit of a
may even
sickie.
end up being, in some way, this could be even worse. I can't believe I'm saying this. This could be worse than Chibnall.
I was just going to say, it's going to be worse.
oh yeah,
Because
to the
because-
extreme.
he's competent. He's not like Chibnall. He can take all these things that he really understands the lore
Yeah, he
and
does.
make them annoying.
But that's the thing. Chibnall didn't open his goddamn mouth, and I'll
Not
give
until
that
the
to him.
end.
I'll give that to him. But RTD just cannot help himself telling fans to fuck off, tough, all this stuff. I mean, he is unfiltered, and he cannot take criticism.
You
is
gotta
so
give him
thin-
this much. He's bold.
This is how bad it is, right? When I'm on Dan's channel
Sorry, folks.
and that Finny man comes on, and I say, "Who's that guy?" and everybody tries to shove
Oh,
me
yeah.
to the
No,
left.
that was
That's
funny,
how
that.
bad it is. People are
That was
just
funny, that. That was
scared
funny, that.
of pointing out that this person is a man.
Mhm.
This is where we've stopped. It's ridiculous. I think it's wholly ridiculous that I'm not allowed to say that bloke dressed like a woman is a man.
And it's inappropriate for a children's family TV show to promote something that is ostensibly telling you it's okay for your kids to want their bits lobbed off. That is not okay. And to put it in the show and to say this is
Careful.
acceptable, this is, well, it's true.
I know,
I
but careful, careful.
That's why I use certain language rather than being overly
Robbie,
graphic.
you'll get
least-
lifted by the stormtroopers of the SNP if you keep going down the road you're going, Robbie.
At least he didn't use the C. He didn't use the C word.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
It's brewing.
It's
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah.
It's there. It's there in the back of my throat.
Quickly, I'll just say tomorrow marks the first anniversary of the passing of Power Ranger legend Dr. Tommy Oliver himself. God, is it a year since Jason David Frank died? A year, Christ.
That's gone quick.
Wow.
That's about a
Okay.
very, very quick point about this before we
You go,
move
man,
on.
and then we'll move to the next slide.
Don't jump down my throat. Let me finish my sentence first. I think I think there is some merit in what you're saying regarding how disabilities have been portrayed, but I don't think Davros comes into that category. I think here
No.
he's really
Right.
point scoring, and I think if you were interested in that going forward, you make new characters. You certainly don't go back and fuck up beloved characters.
He's an alien.
Yes.
Yes.
You're projecting
exactly.
human characteristics and human foibles onto an alien character. He's not us. He's not like us.
I have an
Okay.
idea. Now, this is the final thing, and then I won't talk about it. But I have one idea. Instead of what they did here with Davros, why don't they just introduce a new character that's in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
That maybe in one of the stories they help
They
the
do have-
doctor. They
do have-
look
Yep.
very positive portrayal of a person in a wheelchair, and then it's very clear that first of all Davros wasn't in a wheelchair. But if they had kind of an illusion of that he's not mobile or whatever it is, then you see somebody in a wheelchair, that's a positive portrayal. We move on. Why not do that?
And he's a
Um,
hypocrite as well because he created
They
the
all are,
genesis of the Cybermen, didn't he? With Dr. Lumic, who was in a wheelchair.
Apparently,
Right.
he
So it's
wasn't,
okay when he does it.
Apparently, the guy who played him
Trigger.
had broken his leg or something like that, and that's why they put him in a wheelchair. It wasn't originally in the script, apparently.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, but
Under
he
contract,
had
yeah.
other disabled.
he could have
villains
recast
as
him.
well.
So
No, they couldn't because he was under contract.
RTD
yeah,
is so. In a nutshell, RTD is not the Messiah, is he? He's a
Well,
very
no, I never
naughty
thought
boy.
he
no.
was.
I never
No.
thought he was. I never
Really?
trusted him.
I did
He's a son of
enjoy.
a bitch.
I did enjoy what he did in the 2000s,
Okay,
definitely.
let's move on.
But you know, I mean, as somebody just said, I can't remember. Somebody said they've opened the doors now, and he's walked through.
Floodgates, mate.
And yeah, and he's allowed to do. He thinks he's allowed to do anything he wants, but he's not counting on. He's basically hurting a lot of Doctor Who fans. That's what he's doing.
Okay,
for-
On purpose.
Okay, I've
Definitely.
taken a couple of grabs from Ian Levine, who's he says it on his bio says he's disabled, but
Yeah.
here you go. Russell T Davies has now caused the most massive backlash against him. All his former supporters, like me, have now turned against him. He went one step too far.
Mhm.
Is it really that bad?
Yes, he's a son of a bitch.
You don't fuck around with legacy characters like Davros.
Right.
Jesus.
He's an archetypal villain. He is one of the
Yeah.
greatest villains of all Doctor Who
And one of
history.
the most like menacing ever.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
seriously.
Ever since his introduction, he's been just one of those characters you keep hoping will pop up.
But at
every
the
now
same
and again.
time, you dread what's going to happen to the Doctor when he's around too. Like,
Uh,
Nobody
was
thinks
just-
of him as disabled or incapable of doing anything. He's
He's
more
just an
able.
evil bastard.
Yeah.
We love him for it.
And he's intelligent and much more able to
And he's
take care
mad.
of things than he's being alluded to. And I don't think that's right.
I thought the episode where Capaldi used some of his regeneration energy on Davros was really good.
I
Yeah.
didn't like that because he opened his eyes. I'm like, he doesn't have fucking eyes.
No.
I put that down in my head canon that it was a perception filter because
Oh, okay.
It was
yeah,
one of the better
doesn't
Capaldi
have-
episodes, I think, but I can't
Correct.
argue with what you're saying.
Oh, it was awful.
No, I will say Capaldi's performance was hilarious in that episode. He was
But
being a total dick to Davros, and it was funny.
He got the worst episodes ever.
The worst,
in
yes.
history.
Yeah.
of-
But he's
Yeah.
an amazing
Well,
actor.
before
That's
he
the
is.
thing
He's a
that
really good actor.
sucks.
yeah, he is.
That was the biggest waste.
Yeah,
It was.
it was criminal. And then he got booted out for Jodie Bloody Whittaker.
He didn't
get
want
to
to
that in a
go.
He
He
did,
did not want to
leave.
go.
And
Yeah,
that's
because
why he hasn't come
remember,
back.
It'd
like,
still
I
be
think
doing it now.
was a
Yeah.
year or two before he said he was quitting. He was like, "Yeah, I'll play the Doctor as long as I
Tom
can. I
Baker.
really love this role." Blah blah blah. And then a year later, yeah, I gotta go ahead and
I'm tired.
yeah, 3 seasons is enough. And I'm
He
like,
cried. He was
fucking
interviewed on
lies.
radio. Was it Radio 2? He was in tears when he
Yeah.
announced he was leaving. That was not someone who wanted to go.
exactly,
go.
it's bullshit.
Probably available to sing.
Take your protein pills and
And put your helmet on.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
You really made the grind.
Bloody hell, it's
And
turned
I'm
stars in your
floating.
Big
eyes.
up Sun and
There's
Storm.
a-
Capaldi
away.
was when I tapped out.
If I may,
You may.
if I may,
Yeah.
can I request that the punchable face in the chat, just for the next hour, changes his avatar to the face of Russell T Davies?
That's a great suggestion, Brian.
You go. Ground control to
Major
Major
Tom.
Tom.
Do you know what's sad about all
Yeah.
this though is that I actually
Ground
I do believe in diversity, and I do believe that there should be more women on screen and more people of color, but not this way, not
Not
where
the way
you
they're
dump
doing it.
on
I agree.
white people and be
You don't do it by
more
committee.
racist.
You don't
as
do it
the
by
other
committee.
side. It's
You
ridiculous.
do it naturally. You do it when it's written and done well, when it's cast and written well, and the characters are there, developed, and I don't think it's important to address the skin tones of it. It's so backwards.
They used to do a better job of it back in the day. When you think of something like Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, when they introduced Lando, I feel like Lando it made sense within the story to introduce him, it's also they gave him a bit of an arc how he started Empire Strikes Back, but then in Return of the Jedi, he's already part of the rebellion, and he's he's a good guy at that point. But I feel like they did something good with him, and it didn't feel like it was just shoehorned in. It
No,
felt
he wasn't put in because of the color of his skin.
What did Disney do to him? They made him
an
a
idiot.
Pan.
Yeah, old
Yeah.
old
who
dummy.
loves robots.
Robosexual. Yeah.
And he was
Robo.
just in the same clothes as he was in the Empire
Oh,
Strikes
yes,
Back.
yes.
He doesn't change his clothes at all. He just looks like a idiot, basically.
Yeah.
Here you go,
Space
Sodding Storm.
Rainbow
Well,
colours.
Lando was the only black dude in the galaxy. He was.
The Doctor Who had black characters in its, in the 60s. In Tomb of the Cybermen, they had a black character in that.
They had Martha. I liked Martha,
do I.
by the way.
Yeah.
Here you go, Black Lives Are Black.
Martha was a great companion.
Black
but
Lives
she
Are
got-
Black
she-
Bloods.
I even like Bill. I like Bill.
But she got screwed, didn't she?
Halle Berry.
All the people,
yes.
look, all the characters of color got screwed.
Noel Clark got screwed over big
All of
time.
them.
Right.
Big
all
time.
of them.
Here you go, Jay Goodwin. Billy D. Williams was cast because he was a smooth motherfucker.
I love Billy D. Williams.
He's so
was.
like charismatic. I mean, it has
Yeah.
nothing to
Perfect.
do with the color of his skin. He's just an extremely charismatic actor. I don't see what the problem is.
Side feeds in the chat. He was so cool. And now he on computers.
Oh my god.
I love that little picture.
The
Okay.
whistle.
Shall we move
Yes.
on?
Are we
Punchable
moving
face.
on
You need
now?
I really
punchable
want to
face. You need to change your avatar, mate.
Proper Davros.
Okay. So as I said, lots of kind of people tweeting solidarity. John the White. Solidarity with all crippled K-Leds.
Khaleds.
Do you want to read this, Probby?
Solidarity with all crippled Khaleds. OG Davros is no longer progressive, so Terry Nation's brilliant half-man, half-Dalek is to become just a man. To spare RTD's delicate sensitivities, and so it begins. Doctor Who, the last decline. It is the last chance for Doctor Who. And you know what? When I was at school, we had a Doctor Who club, and we had visits from some of the actors and writers and JNT and all these people. And Michael Wisher, who played the original Davros in Genesis of the Daleks, visited my school Doctor Who club. So we actually got to meet him and speak to the actor.
Oh, nice.
And he was a really, really lovely man. And I think he would be absolutely revolving in his grave seeing what's happened. I mean, I like Julian Bleach. I think Julian Bleach is probably one of the better Davros actors we've had. I think he's a really, really good Davros. But seeing him out the makeup and looking comical, like that was a comic sketch with terrible Benny Hill music
And bad makeup.
and bad makeup, and he just, I like it. It was just so cringe, and it diminishes Davros as a character. It makes him very uninteresting. It's just another Nazi, and it's just nothing to it. You've removed the core aspect of what makes him so great and menacing and alien.
But by the way, I just want to shout out John the White. He's a huge Doctor Who fan.
He's a good friend of mine, John.
Yeah, I like him too. I have on many occasions had conversations with him about Doctor Who, and he genuinely loves the franchise.
Oh yeah, he does.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yes.
He's a good man, and he's also been he's very good at sort of uncovering things. He's very journalistic in his approach to things. So when he dug into the whole case with Noel Clark, he uncovered a whole bunch of things, which has now led to Noel Clark suing the Guardian newspaper for something like 10 million.
I learned a lot about everything from his independent coverage of it, and I think he did a very thorough job. Very thorough job.
Here you go, folks. Side of feet. Everything's a Yahtzee now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Even though the actual Nazis are on the streets of London, calling for jihad. But
they are. Yes.
Let's support that. Yeah, but you don't even see how ironic that is.
When I was at school, high school,
Back in 1950s.
back in the 40s, One of our geography teachers, we used to call him Davros because he looked exactly like Davros.
I had a
but
physics
obviously
teacher
with
that looked
eyes.
exactly like Leonard Nimoy.
It might have been him.
We called him Spock. That's funny. Carry on.
Davros there is a scary looking villain.
Yeah.
Scary looking dude.
Especially,
That's
you know, the
good,
more
yeah.
recent, the newer Doctor Who. Fucking hell, just bad.
He's a bad dude.
And he's just a man now, isn't he?
He's just a man in a uniform looking
Is
like
that not
With
generic
to-
Nazi.
stupid makeup.
Is it not to frighten all the little?
Yeah, so don't write
weak
Davros in
people?
it if you don't want to have Davros in it. If you don't like Davros, looking like
Give it my
Davros, behaving like Davros,
fee-fees.
design like Davros, and fuck off. And that includes RTD. You can fuck off as well.
Okay.
End of story.
Another one.
Doctor.
Prob, go on.
So this is
Please.
Ian Levine, who used to work on Doctor Who
I
as
mean,
a
look at that.
consultant in the 1980s. along
Scary
with
as
JNT.
fuck that is.
So he goes, speaking out as a disabled man in a wheelchair, I'm highly offended by Russell T Davis's claim to change Davros to no longer be in a wheelchair for fear of offending people like me. What the hell comes next? Changing a Dalek for fear of offending a salt shaker? World gone mad. True. Like he's a very divisive figure, John Levine, and I disagree with him on so many things. And he can be, yeah, I think he's a bit neurodivergent in some respect. But like he is, when he's right, he's very right. When he's very wrong, he's super wrong. But in this case, yeah, it's ridiculous, and we have to call it out, and it's not going to
Yeah.
go away. And this will definitely impact. I mean, you don't do something like this 10 days before you bring in the 60th anniversary special. It's
they did.
stupid. They have. That's how stupid they are.
They have.
They think this is anti-marketing because it's going to get everyone talking about it. I just don't see how that's a positive thing, because it's not anything good.
The Disney overlords will be well pleased.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good boy. Here's your 30 pieces of silver. Off you go, RTD. Do your thing. It's disgusting.
I think Russell
Davros is in the bin there, by the way.
Yeah.
Russell T has definitely put a nail in the coffin here.
Mm-hmm. He's pissing on the grave at this point.
I think that the 3 episodes with Tennant may be watchable, but they're just
Yeah.
going to prepare everything for this next stage, which is probably going to be very, very annoying.
What the hell
Oh,
is
yeah.
going on? Yeah.
When Ncuti Gatwa does his first story, I'm laying a bet right now. Okay, mark my words. After the first episode airs, or at least within the first week, he's going to come out as non-binary.
But will he be wearing a dress or a
He's
kilt?
changing costume every bloody story.
What the
So
hell
there's
is
no-
going on?
There's no, I mean, when you look at the Doctor, you can see a Doctor in his silhouette. You know which Doctor it is. But with this one, he's going to have a different costume all the time. So he doesn't have a
Well, this
particular
one-
silhouette.
You might-
Gender fluid.
You might
kind
have
of
mistaken him for being Eddie Murphy or something. you know?
costume fluid or something.
Well, but there's a rumor going around that there's one of the stories where he's in Renaissance England, because obviously you would be.
What?
He has a dance with another man, and they share a
Oh,
kiss on the
Jesus
dance floor.
Christ.
Oh.
Apparently.
Can't wait
That's
for that
the
one.
rumor.
Okay, let's
That'll
move
be
on.
fun.
Mhm.
Fun.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I mean it's not at all, divisive at all whatsoever at all.
Okay, do
I
you
am
want to
the
read this?
Doctor.
Probably. I think this is the other side of the coin. I think if I've
I
got
want
my...
some rice and tea.
Yeah, I disagreed with this one. I showed him my friend Scottish Davros, his private chat that he sent to me. I asked him permission if I could use that to show people, and he's like, yeah. And I'll read it to you actually after I read this, if that's okay. So this person, the Timeless Child, which is just an abomination in and of itself.
Yeah.
There are an awful lot of able-bodied people complaining about Davros with no acknowledgement of a wheelchair user's perspective. Bullshit. Let's be kind. Oh, fuck off. Listen to others and celebrate that Doctor Who continues to be at the forefront of progressive TV.
I hate that
i.e.
word progressive because it's
yeah,
regressive.
It's so dumb.
it's
Just
rejection.
being called the
Everything they say is
timeless.
the opposite.
Just being called the timeless child kind of renders this person's opinion
Null and void.
Useless. Yeah.
Ugh.
So
42k though.
uh,
42k saw this.
it's amazing what brown nosing, so you might get a job at the BBC, does for you, doesn't it? Yeah, but it's bullshit, and
The BBC.
I will try and read if I can find it.
Cool.
one
We're gonna do
quick
Spaceships
comment.
in 5 minutes, so we've got 5
One
minutes.
quick comment. The people that like this post, I bet you that most of them probably aren't going to watch Doctor Who and have never
Exactly.
watched it.
I bet they've never watched Genesis
Absolutely.
of the Daleks. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
And so my friend Daniel, who's aka the Scottish Davros, he wrote this to me. He says, Davros and Dalek origin ruined. Is there anything left of the show I loved growing up anymore? Davros is my favorite character in Doctor Who, and they ruined him. And sorry, I'm just trying to read his typo.
Very good.
My first classic Who story I ever watched was Resurrection of the Daleks on DVD, as I got that story for my 11th birthday. I remember being captivated by Davros from the moment he was released from the prison. I was hooked instantly. I went and watched every classic story featuring Davros. Like it or not, he got me into classic Who, and went back and watched the other stories Davros appeared in. So when Davros returned in New Who Series 4, he was my favorite character in all of Who, and what was done tonight was grossly offensive to me. Facebook post wrote up on my own page afterwards. Basically, then he went on to say that he was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And you know, he's only a young lad. He's what, 20? I think he's 25, 26. And you know, he's been in the wheelchair his entire life, and he looked at Davros as someone on the screen that he could connect with and love. You don't need to be like, we all have our anti-heroes that we love
Mm-hmm.
as well. You know, we all love Darth Vader, for instance. I mean, are we going to ban
It's
Darth
Mega
Vader
Geek,
now?
yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's so it's profoundly deaf to not be ableist, but you know. Yeah.
Punchable face come through. Look at that, folks. Beautiful.
Oi, oi.
I will say Brian's posted Celtic Daniel, Scottish Davro.
Yeah,
Davros.
go and subscribe to him, please.
Okay. Let's do the next slide. We'll blast through these. We're going to do spaceships.
And he's not a whiny mingy either. He's he can be
No, he's a
pretty
good
on the
guy.
nose.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
raw.
This is what got me though. Before I kind of realised what was going on.
60 minutes ago, I was a really brilliant woman. No, you weren't.
Who acted mental and destroyed the universe, and somehow that's
Tang.
okay.
What's this called? Is it a tang?
This was posted by somebody called Ada. She's a massive shill for Jodie,
I know, right?
and they
That's
were
the whole
all
point.
just sucking up.
They
to her, and I
refused to
just-
fuck off.
It's like, get fucked. Even I looked at that and I just thought.
Just to give your audience a bit of background on this, like for the last few years, these people congealed together. They formed
Yeah.
a 3,000
Pack
member
animals.
hate mob called
Yeah.
Nut My Doctor, and they attacked anyone who didn't like Jodie Whittaker or Chibnall, and they would send death threats. They would
Yeah.
send porn images. They would send beheading videos. They would wish.
Duh.
Yeah.
What?
These people were insane, and they would not accept that they were responsible or harbored any of these people within their group. And the leader, this guy called Tom Vance, was a sex pest in the end. He was trying to get it on with this lesbian guy,
Well, okay, well,
and he was
C
cancelled.
word.
He was cancelled by them. So there you go. And then it disbanded, and they all went off to do their own thing. But yeah, they are insane.
But
simps.
seriously, though, when this shooty episode starts, and the moment he does something that I don't like, I'm just going to stop watching, and I suggest everybody else does as well. If they don't like it, just stop watching.
Stop
you know-
buying the merch. I cancelled my Blu-ray of the coloured version of the
Yes.
the
What, the
Daleks.
Daleks? Oh no, I want to see that. I want to.
I cancelled my order because I'm not paying them. I'd rather buy it secondhand if I want to, but
All right.
he
yeah.
apparently has written a new thing for it. I'm like, no,
You go,
don't interfere with it.
side feet. Surely nobody could defend that dialogue.
It was dreadful.
You know, I will say, okay, playing devil's advocate. Yeah, I'm pleased that she likes her. Blah blah blah. But
go fuck yourself.
fuck off. Anyway.
Who did
That's
this?
brilliant.
Do you know anything about this,
Jeez.
Lee?
To be
Oh
or
my
not to
God.
be. That's,
Well,
that's
the whole thing reminded me of the producers when they, they try and make the most offensive, worst thing possible to really piss people off because they got a sort of bet, haven't they? And it's it just reminded me. Someone mentioned it, and it's like, yeah, you're so right, and I had to make a meme.
How long did it take you to do that?
About 2 minutes.
You can
I
tell.
want peace. Peace.
Well, it's meant to be like a bit silly.
Yeah, well, the less said about this, the better. Stupid Doctor Who.
Is it properly dead then, Ian? Do you think?
It's on its way. The three will be okay. They'll have a lot of women telling the Doctor off, of course. Like
well, no,
like
it's a man now, isn't it?
Ginger, what's her face, will be shouting at the Doctor. In fact, she's the only one in the trailer going, "Let's kick his ass," instead of the Doctor saying something really clever. They give it to a woman, yeah. So we're gonna have some of that in it. A lot of diehard fans are still gonna like the three, even though it's woke as hell. They'll be like, "Yeah, it was good, I enjoyed it." Blah blah blah. When we get to Shooty and he kisses a man, everybody's out
In his skirt.
in his skirt. Everybody will be out. That's it. End of story.
Oh wait, I think even before that, because we still got that awful drag queen as well.
The piano woman.
Yeah.
The piano man, should I say?
Yeah.
See, even I'm making a
Brown,
mistake now.
The chat's really wanting to get to spaceships, dude.
Yeah,
they want to masturbate over
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
I know, folks. I'm doing the poll. Don't worry.
Yeah, hurry
That's
up.
why.
because
That's why I've gone silent because I'm
it's
doing the
getting
poll
really
now.
late.
Sorry, I got really sort of like into this because I've been talking about this pretty much all day. So,
Same here.
yeah,
Same here.
in mode.
I promise this will be the last we ever talk about it up until 2 weeks' time. Was it next week? No, it's next week, isn't it?
Next week, yeah.
Then
Okay,
you can go in the
folks.
bin.
I'm not watching it, so they can fuck off.
I'll watch it.
No.
Hopefully, I've done my poll correct. Let's have This is a tough one, folks. This is a tough one. Is it running?
No.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's up.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so that was Doctor Who. It's dead, folks. And,
It's worse than that. He's dead.
Yeah,
it's
Jim.
not even resting.
He's dead. Dead on arrival.
I will say, use your
Force?
vote wisely. This is a tough one, folks. Should we do it?
Go on, then.
Go on.
Go on.
What are you waiting for?
Okay. I think I might need
Do
to.
it.
I think I might need to. Here we go.
Ta-da.
Look at
Viper.
that. Who'd like to go first? Anybody? Price of reason.
I like this ship.
I think it looks nice. I don't have an issue with it. I don't think I like it more than the TIE or the Enterprise, but I like it. It doesn't look bad. Seems like it's built in a way that makes sense. It's not just nice to look at, but it looks practical.
You weren't a fan of BSG then?
Unfortunately, no. I'm just not an expert in BSG, but I can only give my opinion on how I think the ship looks.
Did you ever watch Battlestar Galactica, the 78 version?
I've watched it before, but I believe I was probably young. It's not something that I could consider myself very knowledgeable on, as opposed to, let's say, Star Trek and Star Wars and Doctor Who.
Reni?
Yeah, this looks like a poor man's version of an X-Wing to me. Like very similarly shaped without like having the, the two up.
Same color scheme.
Yeah, same color scheme. It doesn't have like the two pieces of the wing that spread out, but that's pretty much it. But the design is very, very similar. So it just seems like a cheap knockoff of it to me. But I was never a big Battlestar Galactica fan myself either. So yeah, I mean it's okay looking, but there's really nothing great about it other than being a knockoff.
Ian?
Yeah, I agree with Rennie. It does look like it's been designed,
Ralph
To-
McQuarrie designer.
yeah, to be come up against the X-wing. Also, that ship needs a bit of a clean, doesn't it? Look how dirty it is.
I
It's
love
very
that.
weathered,
I
folks.
love that.
Weathered.
But
Dirty ships.
yeah, but it's a nice design, and as I said, I know I was never into Battlestar Galactica. I watched a couple of episodes. When you're a kid, all you want to watch is the fighting in space with the
Pew
ship.
pew.
Yeah, and that's what I used to watch it for.
First series of BSG is really good.
Oh yeah.
What you
It's
talking
really
about?
good.
The 70s?
Yeah, you should revisit. It's really
No,
good.
it's the only one. The only episode I actually watched all the way through is when Starbuck was stuck on a planet with a Cylon.
That was second series. That was
Yeah, that was the
season.
last.
That's the
that
only
was the
one.
end, wasn't it? That was
Yeah, that's the only one I've actually watched
Galactica
all
80.
the way
That was
through.
utter dog shit.
BSG 1980, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
so it's okay. I like this ship. It's fine.
I would say watch Battlestar Galactica, but watch the kind of movies, because it was going to be a series of 2-hour movies, and then
it cost a lot of money to make that.
and then they decided to throw some 1-hour episodes in between,
Yeah.
which probably didn't
The
work.
Lorne Green cost them a shitload of money.
Fucking good though, Lorne Green.
Yeah, because he was a big star in those days.
Yeah. Davros,
I'm going to be a little bit controversial.
unlike you.
I know, right? I kind of prefer this to the X-wing.
What? Somebody had to say it for Brown.
Oh
do.
dear.
I do. I'm sorry. I like it because it's more compact, and I like the way the wings have been designed and the thrusters, and I don't know what it is. I just really, really, really like it.
It's not a bad ship,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it.
I think you should get in the bin.
I never had a model of one, but I did have a model of an
I didn't
X-wing, so
either.
there is that. So, there you go.
Brian?
Oh, no. What have we got now? Oh, no.
The origins of the Viper lie with the Capricorn Air Force Viper jet, which was in service for some time before 50H BCH. It is presently unknown if the spaceborne iteration which fought in the Cylon War was another series of craft with the same name, but the Mark II was in service by the midway point of the war. This craft was, like the battle stars it launched from, designed purposely to be built as a low-tech possible to thwart the pilot's computer hacking capabilities. I do like this ship. It's something. There's something kind of hot roddish about it.
Yeah.
It was ripped off, I think, again from in No Man's Sky. That used it as pretty much its the main craft. There is similarities of the X-wing. I think it would fit into the Star Wars universe without being noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like this craft.
Yeah, it's a good ship. Has everybody had a go? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Colonial Viper BSG 78.
Throw it in the bin.
Oi,
Shut it, you.
you.
You can throw yourself there too.
Get out of here.
Oh, look at that. USS Defiant NX dash 74205. Look at that, folks. Star Trek. Look at that. Who would like to go first?
No one, evidently.
No one.
I think it's okay. I understand people who like this ship. I know it's a very popular ship.
It is very popular.
I just think it's a bit over designed for me. It's sleek, yeah, but it's kind of a weird shape. I'm not sure about it. I think it'd look better without that nose shape.
Doesn't do anything for me. I've got a super chat I forgot to do. Here you go. Bless you, Peter. Peter Pidrak for $2. I love the original Cylon fighter. It's a great one.
It looks like a landmine, says Amelia.
Bedelia.
Bedelia.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
Here you go. Johnny Lawrence's mum. It looks like a dust buster.
Yeah, I was trying to think what it looks like. I was like, it looks a bit cobbled together, you know?
Looks like something you would send back to lovehoney.co.uk for after impaling yourself with it.
Here you go. Instaphobos. The NCC Dustbuster
Defined.
0979.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
Tom
look like a
has some
Dustbuster.
thoughts. Makes a good point. I think it kind of does look a bit like a Star Trek reinvention of the Millennium Falcon.
There you go. Tom has some thoughts. This is my favorite weight class of ship, similar to the Millennium Falcon, Normandy, Serenity, E-Born, Hawk, and the White Star.
I like that it's more built for action, for attacks. It's more. I think it has more capability, right?
Mm.
Didn't he get blown to? He got blown to shit in First Contact, didn't it? Worf was captaining in First Contact. The Borg cube did for it, but they salvaged it.
Bloody Klingons. Bloody Klingon drivers.
Ian, do you like the ship?
It's okay. It again, you know, I don't like the front bit. I can't see any windows. I don't
It
know.
would look better without the thing at the front.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just looks. It looks like a Hoover.
Mega Maid.
Flattened. Yeah, Mega Maid.
You know those little small little Hoovers that you use by hand. You know, like to
A
suck up-
dustbuster.
Yeah, one of them. It's a bit,
Here you
bit
go.
rubbish.
Mav ST made me think of platypus. Yeah, it does a bit.
Yeah. Or an anteater or something.
Here you go. Professor R2, who I will say again has been a big help doing this. Love this ship. It is over-designed. It was built for one purpose, to fight the Borg. It's compact, takes a small crew, and is armed to the teeth. It's like a PT boat. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I get it. I do get it. I mean, I don't hate it or anything. I just think it's a bit clunky.
Yeah. Anything to add? Anybody else?
Yeah, I have to agree with pretty much the consensus of the panel. It is over-designed. You've got the dustbuster part at the front, and then you've got like the two things on the side that it just basically looks like somebody took and just snapped some extra pieces onto this. It's not very appealing. It's not very sleek. I mean, you know, if what R2 says is correct, and it's just for one purpose, okay, I get it. But still, could we not have designed something a little bit nicer?
Call me sentimental, but because it appeared in good Star Trek, I kind of like it.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's not an STD ship, so that's something.
Discovery's back soon, isn't it?
You're joking. Why?
Yeah, last season.
No, thank you.
What's the point?
Pass.
No, thank you. No,
It's
thank
just
you.
throwing money away after bad. I mean, what's the point?
Don't
Here you
care.
go. Don Power Ranger. A ship is a ship. Captain James T. Kirk.
Yeah, he would say that, but he had one of the best ships ever. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to sum it up in honor of Ian and just say it's shit. But
Yeah, you've been reserved tonight, Ian.
I've said it like 6 times today. I'm so tired of saying it.
No,
I think the chat has said it for you more than you have.
No, well, in other streams, I've said it.
Oh, okay. That's
You're only
fine.
letting yourself down, Ian.
I know.
I will say, folks, if you've not voted, 61 people watching, 29 votes.
Oh, I think we know who's going to win.
Come on,
what's going to
peeps.
win.
Come on, engage. If you've
They're
not...
waiting to see the ships, I think, just to have it.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. So, USS Defiant, folks. Star Trek.
USS
Dustbuster.
Oh, God.
Hatchet Fighter, Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
mean, I remember these ships in Buck Rogers. Sorry, I'll go first.
Pirate
then.
ships. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I
on.
always thought these ones were crap. They kind of look. They really. It just looks. It's
Go
ugly.
on,
It's
say
ugly,
it.
isn't it?
Go
It's
on.
shit, isn't it? Let's face it. It
There you go,
really
folks.
is.
You're welcome.
I mean, it was trying to be an X-Fighter stroke something else, wasn't it? It was just. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
does kind of have that look to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of got
I
the
like it.
sort of Blake 7 Federation look
Yeah.
about it, isn't it?
Yeah. That was the
I
only
like
ship
it.
in
I
Buck
like it.
Rogers I didn't like. Those things. Yeah.
It's very 70s.
Yes, it
There
is.
you go. Amelia
I like the
Bedelia.
sawtooth look to it though. It's kind of like a
so-
dragon.
I had a model of one of these. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the house somewhere. That's
I'm
a
sure I had one.
challenging butt plug. It is.
They,
Actually,
they,
I wanna
they
find
were
out.
they were the TIE fighters of that world. They were in Buck
Yeah.
Rogers.
But they look like they tried to kind of. It's like an X-wing kind of design, like what you said.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Bad guys ship.
So we're not feeling that, are we?
Well, all
no.
ships at that time were trying to emulate the success of Star Wars.
Star
to be
Wars, yeah,
fair.
they were.
yeah,
They definitely were.
And
I'm just gonna
good
say
on
2
them for
words.
trying.
Maybe
It's
if,
shit.
maybe if it wasn't just that one color,
Hmm.
maybe if they,
Terracotta, isn't it? It's like a terracotta
Yeah.
plant pot.
Like, if you're a
Right.
pirate, right? Why would you like paint your ship really bright to let people know you're coming? Wouldn't you want to sneak up on them and like
No.
fucking like
Well,
plunder and all that stuff?
Depends if they've got
Or-
a cloaking device.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, pirates would only hoist the Jolly Roger or whatever the flag it was when they were
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, they
there
didn't
is
tell
that.
you they were nearby until it was too late and you couldn't run. So,
Hmm.
you know, just
True.
saying.
I suppose it's there to intimidate, maybe,
Hmm.
because they were armed to the teeth. So, I mean, fair enough.
They were indeed.
Come on, folks. I will say we've got one more slide to do. Please vote if you've not done so already.
They're falling asleep over the Davros thing, I think.
I know. Sorry, folks. Please vote, everybody. Please vote. Please vote. Anything to add, anybody?
Nope.
No?
Pass.
Brian? No? Yes? No? Brian, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I don't like this ship at all. I don't know. It could be improved if you put the cockpit much further down towards the front and get rid of a lot of these horrible edges. But yes, far from one of my favorites.
It's kind of like an X-wing meets a Star Destroyer. That tower.
Yeah.
Meets a very warm radiator.
But it does make sense to have the cockpit at the back like that, doesn't it? Because if you're flying it around, it's the last thing that's going to get hit, or But then again, it's quite raised and noticeable, so it's, I guess, a target. Is it practical?
No.
Moving on.
Sword in the Storm. I never heard Rennie giggle this much. Stream killer. Okay, let's move on.
Oh.
This is a gorgeous ship. It's my second choice.
This is the one I voted for.
What's the ship, everybody?
Boba Fett's ship.
Slave. Yeah,
The
Starship.
slave.
I'm not using that word.
I am.
Starship.
Slave one.
What did they rename it? What's it supposedly called now?
It's
Starship.
Fire spray gunship.
Or is it?
Fire spray.
I've
Yes.
seen it called Starship. Boba Fett
No,
Starship.
it's the slave one.
I know.
Jeez.
That was its like technical name, but
Why-
I know it's
why
really.
Comply to this nonsense. It was
So
called
I just
Slave
call
one.
it Boba Fett's ship to avoid conflict.
No, I call it Slave One.
So do I call it Slave one. It's Slave one. That's what it
You know,
is.
slavery has existed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Why
And
is it
still
now
exists.
It still exists, exactly. You know, it's just a word.
I really like
Yep,
this
Slave one.
design because when it's sitting, it looks like it's going to fly that way, but then when it rises, it flies that
Yeah.
way, which is quite quite
Yeah, I like
clever.
that. Makes
Yeah.
it unique.
It's
Yeah.
unique, exactly.
Mm.
You go,
It's a brave
Tom,
choice.
fat. Yeah.
Filth side of feast.
Sorry, chat's moving up.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett was such a cool character until they
Was.
fucked him.
Until that
Yeah.
terrible show, yeah.
Which I never watched.
He was mysterious, and he had that really nice voice like that, and then suddenly his voice changed to a New Zealand voice, and I was like, what are they
That
doing
didn't
there?"
really
And
bother me.
they redubbed it, right? In the
Yeah.
special
Yeah.
edition.
It bothered
Yeah,
me.
with what's his face's voice, Tamura.
Tamara Morrison.
I
both
could
at
let
the
that slide, but once the Book of Boba Fett, that's a terrible show. That's
See,
absolutely terrible.
I absolutely did not watch it. I had no desire to watch it. So I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, I always love this ship. This is a perfect perfect ship for Boba Fett and any bounty hunter trying to track someone down across the galaxy. But I don't know, I've always had like a soft spot for this one. Even Jango Fett's that looked very similar to this as well. I liked it.
Sounds great as well when the engines
Yeah.
are going.
I always remember Princess Leia's despair on her face as she was firing at it as it flew away with Han Solo in Empire. That image always comes to my head when I see Slave One.
I will say, folks, you've got a minute to vote.
Yeah,
So
I haven't
If you're not
watched
voted,
anything.
please vote.
I haven't watched anything Disney Star Wars related since Gina Carano got sacked. So I just after that I was like, no, I'm not going to give you my eyes. I'm going to watch that rubbish.
There's still a lot of fans
Very
out there that will watch anything Disney puts out. And plus, remember, right, the advertisement machines everywhere over here on Magic radio, they advertise Disney stuff all the time, even stuff that hasn't even come out yet.
The thing is, nothing will improve if you keep watching it.
I know.
If you stop doing it, they'll have no choice but to actually do something.
But the
to improve
normies,
things.
they don't see anything. They just see what's presented to them, and they don't see it deeply, do they? They don't see what we see. So
No.
Exactly.
Okay, folks, I'm going to close the vote. I think there's only one winner with this one. Okay.
Oh, it was clear.
You've got seconds. If you're gonna vote, you got seconds. 10, 9, 8,
Where is Mug?
7, 6,
Etc.
it's not going to make any difference, so I might as well close it.
oh, definitely. Oh
Okay, so
my God, bones.
Oh shit! I voted for Buck Rogers. Can I change my vote?
Lame.
doesn't
Oh,
make any
dear.
difference. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
in reverse order, folks, Hatchet Fighter, Buck Rogers, 7%. Third place, USS Defiant, 14. Second place, Colonial Viper, 24. And what a surprise. Number 1, Slave One, 53.
A worthy winner.
Even though I'm a Star Wars fan, I voted for the Viper. I think it's a
Oh,
I
did you?
voted for Viper too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had that connection to it that I just love it so much.
What if he doesn't survive? What to me?
Are you all right there, Ian?
No, just
He's
what if he
possessed
doesn't
now.
survive?
Chuntering.
He's worth a lot to me. Remember that voice? That was Boba Fett's voice, and then they changed
Oh
it
my
to that
God.
stupid other voice, and I was like, ugh.
See, that didn't really bother me, but I actually did like the prequels at one time. So
Jeremy Bulloch. They just disgraced Jeremy Bulloch's performance as Boba Fett. They really did.
They did.
Then they gave him
Okay.
a part in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I think that's it, folks. Are we going to go to the 2? Rennie, do you need to pop off then? Or
I'll probably need to pop off. I gotta
So do
go
I. 'cause
pick
I'm
up the hubby
freaking
from
Okay.
work.
knackered.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Okay.
knackered. This is my
Right,
second.
okay. I think that's it, folks. I think
Bye.
fatigue.
See ya.
I know
Bye.
you've been busy today, haven't you, Davros? I think
Yes.
that's it, folks.
Take over the world.
Fatigue was done for a couple of the peeps. So,
May I
chat.
just say,
Go on. Then.
sorry, Brian, may I just say very quickly to the chat and to the panel that Rune sends his regards and promises to be back sometime before
Aw.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yay!
Tell them that's not good enough. It should be here now.
Do better.
Yeah, do better.
Do better.
Do better, Senator.
Ruin, you got to do better. Okay, chat, you are wonderful, folks. Sorry, we're a little bit late. We were late this evening.
It's almost 2 o'clock over here,
I
so
know.
I am
Yep.
knackered.
But Ian was streaming a long one for you, wasn't it, Ian? So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were
Um,
streaming with Nerdrotic, and I was streaming with Bold. Right? It's been a pretty
yeah.
Even
chat,
further.
you are wonderful. Thank you for turning up. Appreciate the votes. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow doing the normal stuff. So, chat, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. I will thank the guests. Mega Geek, cheers, my friend.
No worries.
Price of Reason, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on, mate. Reni Who,
Thanks for having me, Brown. This has been fun. Now it's time to run.
yeah.
That rhymed.
The Davros Being,
Yes, yes.
and great to have him back again. Not Brian Young.
Cheers, Brun. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Thanks also to Probby, Mega, Pricey, Rennie, and the chat, obviously.
So great to have you on again, Brian.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Rennie. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
It is. That's it, folks. We're back tomorrow. Tally bye.
Boy.
Timing.
Good night.